right? If we were just to solo that. In today's video, we can be looking at how to achieve beautiful vocal delays, just like the pros. Vocal delays are so important because they add that three-dimensional depth and beauty to your mixes. So stick around for that. Let's get straight into it. Today's video is powered by LANDR. LANDR is a fully automated mastering suite. So if you are uploading to Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, etc., why not get professional automated mastering? This just helps you save time. You can sign up for free below. You can check that up. You can try it out. And if you do decide to check it out, definitely use my coupon code for a nice fat discount. So important for independent artists. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so we've got this mix right here, and it's from the Kid Leroy vocal effect. You can check that out in the description. Sounds really good, but what we are making use of is a whole bunch of different delay techniques, right? I'm going to play the track so you can hear what's going on. For now, I'll just recolor these three delays. I don't know if I have used this one, but we'll just change the color for the sake of this video so that you know where our delays are. And yeah, we'll break down what we have going on. So let's get it.
I wish I could, this shit affects me every day. Yeah, I ain't been home in a minute, think I'm living too fast. Hop up in my whip and race it, cause I just can't relax. Wish that I could talk about it, but I just can't do that. And all these problems keep on stacking up, I gotta deal with that. Yeah, she say I'm a villain, but I'm Tom Cruise on a mission. Heard he talking down in the squad, boy, yeah, you gon' end up missing. I'm with the game for life, yeah, we ain't never switching. Got a bag and I flipped it. Can't bet for you, but you were missing. Wish that was the way I could take.
Okay, so let's focus first on the main vocal. Okay, the main vocal is probably going to be the most important vocal that we're going to be making use of delay with, right? We want to make sure that that main vocal is emphasized, it's popping out of the mix, it's dynamic, it sounds good, right? And there are many ways to achieve that. The first and simplest technique would be if we just slapped a delay onto the main vocal itself. That is perfectly fine. You can actually add a delay as long as it has a wet and dry knob. And personally, I like to use about, 2 to 4% on that vocal. That's perfectly fine if you want to add a bit more stereo swing and width to your vocal. In this case, I am personally making use of a effects send. Now, if you're in a different DAW, I'm sure you can watch the tutorial on how to set that up. I won't go through that. I'll assume you know how to do that. But as you can see right here in FL Studio, I have my main vocal chain running into a 8th note delay, a quarter note delay, and then I also have a trigger delay, which we'll talk about just now. Okay, now the 8th note and the quarter note are basically just there to add that little bit of extra vibe. These are played throughout the track. As you can see, it's very minimal. We do not want to overdo it, okay? A sure sign of an amateur mix is just you've got way too much delay going on and it smears your mix. It takes away from that main vocal, okay? At the end of the day, the artist is having a conversation, and if things are drowned out, we've got all sorts of other things going on. It takes away from the track. So as you can see, if I play the track just a little bit, it's very slight, but you can hear that quarter note just kind of, sitting back in the background, and then that 8th note is hitting a bit faster, okay? Each note of delay, you can see that right here. Each speed is going to be a little bit different in terms of timing. 64th notes are going to be very fast. They're almost going to be, for example, if I just play this for you right here.
Been home in a minute, think I'm living too fast. Hop up been home in a minute.
It's barely a delay. It sounds more so like a reverb, right? Those are very fast. But as you get to more kind of quarter notes and 8th notes, you get a much more kind of cool, swingy sound, which is essentially what we want when we're mixing pop or hip-hop style vocals, okay? So that's probably the quickest and fastest way to get a little bit of delay going on. But what happens if you really want to emphasize certain words, right? This is where that real professionalism comes in, right? Is, for example, you can listen here.
Living too fast, hop up in my whip.
Right, fast, and then we get this emphasis on that word. Okay, what have I done to achieve that? Okay, I have basically duplicated the main vocal and then sent those duplicates right here into a delay trigger track. Now, if you're not in the business of duplicating, that's completely fine. You can make use of automation. Every DAW will have automation embedded in it. And basically, for example, I just created a little dud track here. We've got this vocal chain to delay, which is essentially just me sending this to a dry track, and see what happens when I lift up a little bit of that signal into this channel. You can see what happens.
Living too fast, hop up in my...
Right, obviously we don't have an effect on there, but you get the idea. At different moments in the track, we can bring that vocal into different channels and put a delay on there and then get that delay. Does that make sense? Right, it's very simple and it works. But for the sake of this tutorial, I have used the vocal triggers, okay? But Okay, this is where the extra level goes in. We don't just want to have a delay. A sure sign again of an amateur mix is just to have a delay. Some songs it sounds really cool, especially when you have very dry upfront elements in a track. You may not want to add all sorts of crazy effects onto your delay. But most songs, especially busy mixes, are going to need a little bit of additional treatment, okay? So as you can see, if we kind of go left to right, the different treatment that I've used. Generally, I'll always have a guitar stomp in there as well, just to get a bit of distortion and things like that going on into the delay. That way we get a much more cool and funky delay sound. It's not always necessary, but have fun trying out those different effects. But in this instance, I've used just the normal delay. Okay, so we've got an 8th note delay, the H delay by Waves, which is arguably one of the most popular delays out there. Very low CPU, zero latency, it sounds great. It's got a very vintage sound. Okay, we're using that in 8th note format. We've got the lo-fi enabled, which is adding in a little bit of kind of, old schoolness to the delay, right? We're using a high pass and low pass filter. I personally like to do this because I don't want the full bandwidth of the delay to be replicated. So we're kind of honing it in. So we're getting rid of some of those highs, getting rid of some of those lows. Okay, we're doing that. And then what we do is we actually send that into a reverb, and that's just going to give us a little bit of kind of more dimension. It's going to kind of soothe that delay into the mix, right? If I was just to boost this again so you can really hear what's going on.
Living too fast, hop up in my whip and race it, cause I just can't relax.
Right, can you hear that? It's got a little bit more of a thing going on, a bit more spunk going on. It distorts a little bit. It's beautiful, right? That's what I like about the H delay. And then when we add that reverb, we get a bit more of a tail on there. So have fun, add flanges, add distortions, try things out, right? That's what we can do. As you can see over here, I've got a spring reverb. This is a bit more of a vintage sound. I've grown to really like this air reverb on my quarter note delays. Again, I might switch it out for a different reverb, but every channel will have, or every delay I have will have a slightly different sound. So if you want to hear that,
Living too fast.
wait, let's turn everything else off.
Living too fast.
And if I turn that off,
Living too fast.
it's very minimal, but it is adding a little bit of an effect on there. And it just sounds good, right? Have fun trying it out. So that's what we do over there. Just make sure we're not messing anything up. But when it comes to our most important delay trigger, right, which is our automated delay, we are going to want to do a little bit of treatment. Now, for me personally, the auto-tune is just there to make sure that it's the same as the main vocal, but I will tend to use some sort of filtering EQ or equalizer to emphasize certain frequencies, right? So in this instance, what I'm doing is no filtering, because I have again filtered, right? I've got that low and high pass filter going on. As you can see right here, I'm actually emphasizing 2000 hertz. I'm emphasizing 7.5 kilohertz. I'm emphasizing 1.3 kilohertz, and then I'm de-emphasizing some of that low end. Now, why am I doing that? I'm simply doing this so that I can mend the vocal into the mix. I want it to sound cool. I want it to sound like it has its own place in the mix. And as you can see, that really does work, right? Because if we play the track again,
Just can't relax. Wish that
can you hear how it's kind of got this filtered vibe going on? It's kind of got this thinner sound. It sounds cool. It sounds radio ready.
gotta deal with that. Yeah.
Right, if we were just to solo that,
Deal with that.
right, it's not intrusive. It sounds natural. If I turn that EQ off,
Deal with that.
it's a bit more heavy. It doesn't sound as nice. It doesn't sound as emphasized, right? If we put that in the mix,
Gotta deal with that. Yeah, she said I'm
right, there you go, amateur. But once we turn it on,
gotta deal with that. Yeah, she said I'm a villain, but I'm Tom Cruise on a mission. Heard he talking down in the squad.
right, and as you can see, we've got these pitch delays. Right, it really starts to pop out if I turn this off.
Mission. Heard he talking down in the squad.
Right, the volume is not there, the emphasis is not there. We turn that on.
Mission. Heard he talking down in the squad, boy. Yeah, you gon' end up missing. I'm with the game for life. Yeah, we ain't never switching. Got a bag and I flipped it. Came back for you, but you were missing. I wish that was the way.
Right, and it just works. It fits into the mix. So, hopefully these techniques make sense. As a bonus, I have a pan delay here that's most likely from one of my outboard devices, most likely the DP2. Let's take a listen and see what is going on. Let's just find it here. DP2, there we go. Yeah, it is the DP2. Let's listen to that. Right, and that's the beauty of analog. There was a preset right there, or digital analog. It's an old school device, digital device. But there you go. I've just got that going on in the back of the mix. Why not, right?
Mission. Heard he talking down in the squad, boy. Yeah, you gon' end up missing. I'm with the game for life.
right? I could even emphasize that on certain parts of the track.
Heard he talking down in the squad, boy, yeah, you gon' end up missing. I'm with the game for life, yeah, we never.
Right, but things can quickly go out of control. So there you go, mini masterclass on delays, how to really make them sit in your mix, making use of reverbs, filtering, when to use them, right? You don't want to go too crazy with them. You want to make sure you're using them at the right time in the mix. 1, 2, I'm not gonna count, but just a couple times. It's not going all the time, and the delays that are going all the time are very soft in the mix. Right, there you go, we just sending a little bit amount of that. As you can see right here, we've got the sing ad-lib, which I forgot to talk about, but that has a delay on it, right? As you can see, it's being sent to the quarter note delay. If I was just to sort that out, and that's just adding a bit more roominess to the vocal, right? So if we listen to that in the mix,
Just can't do that. All these problems keep on stacking up.
right, it just kind of blends in with the track. So hopefully this is enough to get you started with really taking your delays to the next level. Definitely consider checking out this FLP vocal preset in the description. It is available for FL Studio. I do also do custom presets for those who may be using different DAWs. We can work something out, get you a great sounding template that you can use to record your music. And then again, you can add it onto LANDR and then really get a full-fledged professional sound. So check out all those links in the description. If you want to learn more about vocal mixing and vocal recording, you can check out my courses below for my vocal recording course and vocal mixing course. It's all available below. But have a good day, keep mixing, keep working hard, and I'll check you out next time. Peace out.